The great cosmic theater is preparing for its most sacred and misunderstood performance. A celestial alignment that speaks not in fire, but in shadow. A moment when the moon, in its perfect silent grace, passes before the sun, casting a fleeting darkness upon the earth. If you have been feeling a subtle disquiet in your soul, a sense of something profound stirring just beneath the surface of your awareness, it is because you are perceiving an echo of a truth that resides not in the sky, but within you. This is not your imagination. It is the resonance of your own inner world, responding to a cosmic invitation. The coming eclipse is not merely an event to be observed. It is a mirror. A divine instrument designed to reveal the unseen landscapes of your own consciousness, the parts of yourself you have cast into shadow. The ancient rishis, the seers of the Vedic tradition, understood this celestial dance not as an omen of doom, but as a powerful portal for purification and rebirth. They knew that the outer darkness was a sacred catalyst, a moment when the veil between the conscious mind and the subconscious soul thins to transparency. This is a time that demands not distraction, but profound introspection. It is a sacred window, an opportunity to confront the self-imposed prisons of fear and self-sabotage, and to reclaim the luminous power you have hidden from yourself. You are not led here by accident. Your soul, in its infinite wisdom, has guided you to this transmission because it is ready to stop running. It is ready to turn and face the shadows, not as enemies, but as gatekeepers to your true Dharma, your sacred purpose for this incarnation. As the celestial shadow begins its silent, inexorable approach, it casts a subtle shade over the collective consciousness. In this penumbra, the first and most pervasive trap for the evolving soul begins to emerge. It is the trap of the great escape, the frantic urge to flee from the discomfort that the darkness unearths. The moment the eclipse energy begins to stir the depths, the mind, in its instinct for self-preservation, will scream for distraction. It will pull you toward the noise of the world, the endless scroll of social media, the hollow chatter of trivial conversations, the numbing embrace of old habits. You may feel an almost unbearable restlessness, a primal need to fill every moment of silence with sound, every moment of stillness with motion. This is the ego's defense mechanism against the soul's revelation. It is the desperate attempt to outrun the whispers rising from the deep. This trap is so profoundly dangerous because the very thing you are running from is the source of your liberation. The fear, the anxiety, the strange, unnamed sadness that surfaces during this time. These are not aberrations. They are messengers. They are sacred breadcrumbs leading you back to the fragmented parts of yourself that you abandoned long ago. To flee from them is to abandon your own healing. When you choose distraction over introspection, you are not escaping the shadow, you are giving it more power. You are allowing the mental fog to thicken, reinforcing the patterns of self-sabotage that have kept you from your fullest potential. Each act of avoidance is a vote for the prison of the known over the liberation of the unknown. You are whispering to the universe that you prefer the comfort of your cage to the vast, terrifying, and glorious freedom of your own soul. The energy of the eclipse is a potent alchemical solvent. Its purpose is to dissolve the rigid structures of the ego. If you resist this process, if you cling to the shoreline of the familiar, this energy will feel like a chaotic storm, tossing you on waves of anxiety and confusion. The very power that is meant to liberate you will instead amplify the internal dissonance, making the mental fog denser and the patterns of self-sabotage more deeply entrenched. The gnosis, the sublime truth that transmutes this leaden fear into golden wisdom, is this: the path to the light is not away from the darkness, but directly through it. The discomfort you feel is not a sign that something is wrong. It is the sign that your healing is beginning. It is the thawing of a soul that has been frozen in fear. The ancient sages taught that true courage is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to be present with it. The tool for this sacred presence is a simple yet profound grounding technique, a form of pranayama, the science of breath. When you feel the urge to escape, to pick up your phone, to turn on the television, pause. Find a quiet space, even if just for a minute. Stand barefoot on the earth if you can, or simply sit with your spine straight. Close your eyes. Bring all of your awareness to the soles of your feet. Inhale deeply through your nose and imagine you are drawing a current of calm, stabilizing energy up from the very core of the earth. Feel it rising through your legs, filling your torso, grounding your entire being. As you exhale slowly through your mouth, visualize yourself releasing the frantic, scattered energy of anxiety back into the earth, where it can be transmuted. With each breath, you are making a conscious choice. You are choosing presence over escape. You are choosing courage over comfort. You are choosing to meet yourself right here in the heart of the shadow. And that is where the alchemy begins. As you learn to sit with the initial discomfort, the eclipse's mirror turns its focus inward, revealing a second, more insidious trap. The trap of the inner critic's amplified voice. In the profound silence that the eclipse offers, the loudest sound is often the one inside our own minds. This is the voice of doubt, of judgment, of shame. It is the ghost of every critical word ever spoken to you, every failure you ever experienced, every belief you internalized that you are not good enough. The shadow of the eclipse does not create this voice, but it provides the perfect resonant chamber for it to echo, to grow, until it feels like an undeniable truth. You may find yourself replaying past mistakes with excruciating clarity. You may hear a relentless narration of your flaws, your weaknesses, your inadequacies. This is a calculated attack by the ego, which sees its impending dissolution in the light of your emerging soul and fights desperately to maintain control. It wants you to believe that you are the voice of your own limitation. Falling into this trap is one of the most effective forms of self-sabotage. When you identify with the inner critic, you become paralyzed. You will not apply for the job. You will not start the creative project. You will not speak your truth in a relationship because the voice within has already convinced you of your inevitable failure. This vibrational state of unworthiness becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. The universe, in its impersonal wisdom, can only reflect the truth you hold within yourself. If your inner state is a constant broadcast of, "I am not worthy," the world will arrange itself to confirm that belief. This is the deepest tragedy of the trap. You become the architect of your own smallness, mistaking the voice of your programming for the voice of your soul, your Atma. You clip your own wings and then wonder why you cannot fly. This period of amplified self-judgment is excruciating because it keeps you chained to the past, forcing you to relive your karma, the repeating patterns of your actions and their consequences, without understanding how to break free. You feel stuck, running on a treadmill of shame, all while your true potential, your Dharma, waits patiently just beyond the veil of noise. The gnosis that shatters this illusion is the profound Vedic understanding that you are not your mind. You are not the thoughts that pass through your awareness. You are the awareness itself, the silent, eternal witness. The voice of the critic is not the voice of your soul. It is a collection of energetic imprints, a psychic inheritance from your ancestors, your culture, and your past experiences. It is a program running, and you have the power to stop identifying with it. The tool to reclaim your inner sanctuary from this tyrant is a visualization of compassionate detachment. When the voice of the critic begins its assault, do not fight it. Do not argue with it. That only gives it more energy. Instead, close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Imagine you are sitting on the bank of a gently flowing river. Now, see each negative thought as a single leaf floating down that river. Do not cling to the leaf. Do not examine it. Simply observe it as it appears on the water, floats past you, and disappears downstream. The thought, "I am not good enough," becomes just a leaf. The memory of a past failure becomes just a leaf. You are the watcher on the riverbank, serene and untouched. This practice creates a sacred space between you, the true self, and the chatter of the mind. In this space, you can begin to hear a different voice, a much quieter, more resonant whisper, the voice of your soul. It does not judge. It does not criticize. It simply loves. It simply knows. By practicing this, you are not silencing the critic. You are withdrawing your attention from it. And where attention goes, energy flows. You are starving the shadow of your belief and feeding the light of your soul. Having navigated the urge to flee and the tyranny of the inner critic, the soul on the alchemical path encounters the third and most subtle trap, a master of illusion, the trap of the projected shadow. When the inner darkness becomes too uncomfortable to hold, when the truths the eclipse reveals about our own envy, our anger, our greed, or our insecurities are too painful to acknowledge, the ego employs its most cunning strategy. It projects that darkness outward. Suddenly, the problem is not your own unresolved anger. It is the infuriating behavior of your partner, your colleague, or the political figures on your screen. The world becomes a gallery of villains, each one a convenient hook upon which to hang the disowned parts of yourself. You see your own unacknowledged greed in the wealthy, your own repressed desires in the freely expressive, your own hidden rage in the outspoken. This is the grand illusion of blame. The danger of this trap is that it creates a false but deeply compelling sense of righteousness. You feel justified in your anger, your judgment, your victimhood. This creates a powerful energetic barrier to true self-awareness. As long as the enemy is out there, you never have to do the sacred work of looking in here. You become a warrior fighting phantoms in the external world, all the while the real battle is waiting in the landscapes of your own soul. This projection is a profound act of spiritual self-sabotage. It isolates you, creating endless conflict and severing the bonds of compassion that connect us all. It drains your vital energy, your prana, in pointless external battles, leaving you depleted and unable to focus on your own evolution. You are leaking your power with every judgment, every accusation, every refusal to see the mirror that the other person represents. You remain trapped in a karmic loop, attracting the same people and situations over and over again, because the universe is patiently trying to show you the part of yourself that you refuse to see. The eclipse, by its very nature, amplifies this tendency, as the darkness can feel so immense that the ego desperately seeks an external cause. The liberating gnosis that transmutes this leaden blame into the gold of self-reclamation is the Hermetic and Vedic principle. As within, so without. The world you perceive is not an objective reality. It is a reflection of your own state of consciousness. Every person who triggers you, who inflames you, who repulses you, is a divine messenger in disguise. They are unknowingly carrying a piece of your own shadow for you, showing you exactly what you need to heal within yourself. This is not to say their behavior is right, but your reaction is your responsibility, and your reaction is your key. The alchemical tool to begin this profound work of integration is the practice of compassionate inquiry, often aided by the gentle energy of a crystal. Hold a piece of rose quartz in your hand. a stone that resonates with the energy of the heart chakra, the center of unconditional love. When you feel the familiar sting of judgment or anger towards another, close your eyes. Breathe into your heart space, allowing the crystal's soft vibration to soothe the flames. Then ask with genuine, courageous curiosity, what part of myself am I seeing in this person? What wound within me is being touched right now? What is this situation trying to teach me about my own shadow? Do not seek an intellectual answer. Seek a felt sense, an emotional truth. This practice is the ultimate act of taking back your power. It stops the energy leak. It dissolves the illusion of separation. It turns every interaction into an opportunity for growth. By withdrawing your projections from the world and turning that light of awareness inward with compassion, you are not just healing yourself. You are healing the world, one reclaimed shadow at a time. You begin to see that everyone is on their own journey, fighting their own inner battles, and from this place, only compassion can arise. We have walked the shadowed path. We have faced the urge to flee, the tyrant of the inner critic, and the illusion of the projected shadow. We have gathered the scattered and disowned parts of our psyche. Now, we stand at the threshold of the Eclipse's true purpose, its most sacred gift. We arrive at the heart of the great work, the conscious integration of the shadow to unlock the soul's radiant light. The ultimate illusion of the spiritual path is that we must eliminate the darkness, that we must become beings of pure, unadulterated light. But the ancient wisdom teaches a more profound and holistic truth. The goal is not to annihilate the shadow, but to embrace it, to understand that your fear, your anger, your shame, these are not your enemies. They are immense sources of untapped power, of frozen potential. Your fear holds the key to your courage. Your anger holds the key to your passion and your boundaries. Your shame holds the key to your humility and your humanity. To deny them is to deny half of your own divine nature. The shadow, when left unexamined, becomes a saboteur, a destructive force that operates from the basement of your consciousness. But when you turn to face it, when you bring the light of your awareness to it, it transforms. It becomes your ally, your greatest source of strength, wisdom, and authenticity. This is the grand alchemy. It is the understanding that gold is not created from nothing. It is transmuted from lead. Your brilliance is not found by escaping your darkness, but by integrating it. The eclipse is the cosmic ritual of this integration. As the moon's shadow touches the earth, it creates a moment of perfect cosmic stillness, a pause in the celestial breath. In this sacred void, the boundaries between your light and your shadow dissolve. This is the moment when you can finally see that they are not two separate things, but two faces of a single reality. You. Your karma, the sum total of your patterns and experiences, has led you to this precise point. Every challenge, every heartbreak, every failure, it was all preparing you for this. It was all shaping the vessel of your consciousness, making it strong enough to hold the immense power of your own integrated wholeness. Your Dharma, your soul's purpose, is not a treasure to be found out there. It is the inevitable radiance that shines forth when you no longer hide any part of yourself. It is the unique frequency you emit when you are fully, unapologetically, and authentically you, light and shadow, dancing together in perfect harmony. This alignment is not a passive event. It is a conscious choice. It is the ultimate act of self-love. The decision to finally call all parts of yourself home. The tool for this sacred union is a guided meditation of shadow integration. This is not about visualizing light to banish darkness. It is about becoming a space so vast and compassionate that both can coexist within you. Find your sacred space, a place where you feel safe and undisturbed. Sit in a meditative posture, spine tall, body relaxed. Close your eyes and bring your awareness to your breath, letting each cycle draw you deeper into the present moment. Now, allow your awareness to descend into your own being like a gentle diver exploring the ocean depths. Go below the surface of your thoughts, below the currents of your emotions, into the still, silent darkness of your deep consciousness. Do not be afraid. This is your home. In this inner space, I want you to invite your shadow to appear. Do not try to force an image. Simply hold the intention. It may appear as a younger version of yourself, a frightened child. It may appear as a fearsome creature, or perhaps just a feeling, a density, a coldness. However it shows up, your only task is to welcome it. Do not judge it. Do not try to fix it. Do not run from it. Simply allow it to be there, in your presence. Now, from the core of your being, from the seat of your Atma, the eternal soul, extend a feeling of profound compassion towards this shadow self. See it not as a monster, but as a wounded part of you that has been living in exile, starved of love and acceptance. Open your energetic arms and embrace it. Feel the resistance, the fear, the anger of the shadow begin to melt in the warmth of your unconditional love. Whisper to it, silently, from your heart. You are welcome here. You are a part of me. I will no longer abandon you. I love you. Feel the integration. Feel the density of the shadow transmuting into the substance of your power. Feel the fear turning into presence. Feel the fragmented parts of your soul finally coming home. You are no longer a house divided. You are whole. Stay in this embrace for as long as you need. This is the great work. This is the alchemy of the eclipse. As you gently return from the profound depths of this inner union, from the sacred marriage of your light and your shadow, carry this feeling of wholeness with you. The gnosis you have received, the direct, felt experience of your own completeness, is not a fleeting state. It is your new baseline of truth. The alchemical process initiated by the eclipse does not end when the light of the sun returns. It has just begun. The integration of this truth into your life is where the real magic unfolds. It happens in the small, courageous choices you make each day. It is the choice to speak your truth, even when your voice shakes. It is the choice to set a boundary with love, honoring your own energy. It is the choice to meet your own mistakes, not with self-flagellation, but with the same compassion you just offered your shadow. A simple, powerful practice to anchor this new state of being is to create a daily moment of inner acknowledgement. Each morning, before the world rushes in, place a hand on your heart. Breathe into this space and affirm silently to yourself, I honor all parts of me. My light and my shadow are both my power. As you exhale, release the old habit of self-judgment. To amplify this intention, you might choose to work with a stone like labradorite, a crystal known for revealing hidden truths and bridging the conscious and subconscious worlds. Hold it during your morning practice, asking it to remind you of the beauty and power of your own wholeness. The path of the alchemist is not about achieving a state of static perfection. It is a dynamic, lifelong dance of integration. The eclipse was the catalyst, a sacred opportunity to remember the truth of who you are. But you are the one who lives that truth. Remember, you are a co-creator with the cosmos, a master of your own inner world. You have the courage to embrace your totality, and in doing so, you unlock your most brilliant light. You are a divine being, here to shine your unique, authentic, and whole self upon the world. Your shadow is not a stain upon your soul. It is the soil from which your greatest gifts will grow.